I am back. I'm Bunny. Welcome to my channel, Coloroo. And we are going to continue work on excuse me, on the koi fish that we started doing the color like nobody's watching color-thon. So if you can see, let me see, well, my light is on. That doesn't help. Okay, so if you can see, I worked on the water a little bit, and I did not touch the fins. So we're going to finish coloring in that. My allergies are acting up again. We'll deal with it though. So again, we're just gonna take, oh no. All right, I'm looking for my terracotta. I got pencils everywhere. Hold on one second. Okay, so we got terracotta. We're gonna go into some of these light areas and just work in some of the terracotta. We want it to look random like the other side. Maybe this time one long line. Let's take care of this side over here. Maybe down here. And up in here. Maybe one more down here. Okay. Now we're just gonna pick random colors and start coloring in. So how did you all like the color-thon? I had a blast watching everyone participate and color along. It was a lot more chatting than coloring, but hey, that's cool. It's the first time around, and I think we were all so excited to have this experience that nothing was really planned out for the most part. I don't think most people planned out what they were going to do, and a lot of us, it was our first stream that we've done. But I liked it. I will hopefully be able to participate in the one in August. I've participated in some readathons, so it was cool to have a color-thon. And just like my readathons, I didn't finish because I don't finish the readathons at all. I'm lucky. I never meet my goal. I usually only finish 1 or 2 books, even though my goal usually is like 5 or something. Excuse me. I gotta go get some allergy medicine because I feel it about to flare up again. Of course. That's the only thing about summertime is the allergies that I don't dislike. I know there are people who, you know, don't like the heat. And then the heat is problemsome, like when it gets up to the upper 90s and the 100s. But I don't like, I really kind of don't like winter. It feels like dank and dreary. It gets dark earlier. I'm one of those people who really like feel the mood changes with when winter comes. Like it just, I don't know. A lot of people who like fashion, I think, tend to like winter because of the accessories. I know my cousin, she likes fall because she gets to wear her boots and her jackets and things like that. And I'm like, summertime, you got fashion too. It's called summer dresses and sandals. Some shorts, capris, tank tops, and blouses. You can dress too. Accessorize. At least summer's good for accessories, right? You can wear and you can show off your necklace better and your earrings better, and you know. Enjoy the sunshine. So I don't know if any of you watch basketball, but the Cavs won. You know, Cleveland's all excited about that. And Celtics, I mean, they did pretty well, you know, but you know, championships is what sell tickets, so I was a little disappointed myself. But hey, there's always next year. And that's my dryer going off, I believe. Hold on. There's a lot of hold-ons, right? Ooh, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose, and I know you all did not want to hear that. Alright, so what is this? Fiery fuchsia. That's not what I wanted. So I'm gonna go in with Pink Orchid, or darker pink, and just start picking out my dark sections. I don't even think you all can see any color on the camera yet, but it's there. Everything's colored in. Now I'm just gonna go over and darken up my dark spots, especially, but just add some darkness to the fin area. Well, the fin area, the whole thing is the fin area, the shaded areas. And I still haven't gotten my new pencils. And I said I was going to get feelers. And from A Colorful Life says she likes the feelers. But then when I go and watch, well not watch, when I went to the Amazon reviews, you know those negative reviews sometimes like just get you, because I really do not want to get those pencils and they're not vibrant, or they're someone, what really keeps me from getting those pencils is someone said that they fade almost right away. And I have that issue with some of these Cra-Z-Arts. And I deal with it, but I don't know if I want another pencil that does that as much. So I'm contemplating getting the Arteza pencils, because I know I've seen reviews on that. Everyone seems to like it. And they have a light fast rating on their pencils that they claim they have all good light fastness or above. So I'm contemplating getting those, but here's the thing. From what I've seen of the, well, I have to look up on it again and watch the swatches, but it didn't look like they had too many dark colors. And I would like to have a good mix of light and dark. But I guess I could always just add pencils to it, like another set of another brand that would work well with it. So maybe that's what I'll do. I think everything's starting to show up on camera now. So that is what my hold up at the moment. Do I want the budget friendly feelers and get 150 pencils, or do I want to spend around the same amount of money for 72 pencils, but it has a better light fastness rating? And I am leaning towards the Artezas. When I really stop to think about it, that does seem like it should be the way I should lean. Even though these are coloring books, having a good light fastness is attractive for that price. So, and they're still soft core, which is what I'm really wanting. So I'm going to take a rose petal pink and go over some of these areas. I need to sharpen this too. I love this sharpener. It was $7. The X-Acto sharpener. I had an electric sharpener and it wasn't really all that great. So I got the, I was going to get a more expensive electric sharpener. But then I said, you know what? Schools back in the day used to have hand cranked pencil sharpeners. And they worked pretty well. So let's try that. If I don't like it, I can always bring it back. So I got it. And I haven't had an issue with it. And what I do is, this is a vacuum sealed one, and the seal doesn't stay, but it stays enough for you to get your pencil sharpened, one pencil sharpened. So what I do is I put it in, and when I crank it, I don't hold the pencil hard. I let it rotate with the, like, slide in my hand. And that way, I think it's the reason why my legs really don't break. Okay, I'm gonna have to put y'all on hold one more time while I take care of this runny nose that seems to always happen when I get on camera. I'm ready to get something done. All of a sudden, my nose wanna act up. Oh, alright, so I'm back. And this video may cut off early, so I promise you all to look at the other side of the page. So I'm going to show you all that now in case this video cuts off. And so this is the other fish completed. I'm really happy with that. So we have a cool color fish, which is this one, and a lighter and a warm fish. And I got the inspiration from that fish from a Google search. And I just took it was blue and orange, and I just I just ran with it. Also, I'm gonna so you see how I'm getting that color in there. So I'm gonna go back to working on the fin that is almost done and show you all, because right now it looks pretty good, but it still needs work. So I'm going to add purple into the mix, and this is blueberry jamming, and I'm gonna just add some purple, and it just brings it to life a bit more for me, I think. So I haven't really been watching much TV lately. I know the have and the have-nots have probably almost over by now, the season. So I done missed out on that. I'm gonna have to catch that. I'm gonna have to catch up on that. I'm looking forward to Power coming back on. If you all haven't seen that show, I've talked about it in a different video. It's a drama, like a crime drama, I guess you would call it. But it's really I think really good. If you watch Empire, then you would probably like Power, I think. But that isn't one in the same because I don't watch Empire. I've seen like a few episodes, but you know, it didn't really do it for me to keep my interest as a show that I continually watch. Like I can't miss an episode. Like if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. And probably, I hate to say it, but once it goes off the air, I'll probably end up watching, like binging the whole series. But it's not a show I watch a lot. So, but Empire is, and I didn't watch it when it first came on either. My mother-in-law watches that, and I was like, well, she's into it, and I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And it's pretty, and it ended up being pretty doggone good. It has 50 Cent in it, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with 3LW. They used to be a singing group in the 90s, and the lead singer of that group is in it. If you watch The Real, then the Latina girl, I believe she's Latina, Adrienne, she was in that group. So it has her in it. Well, not Adrienne, but you know, the other girl that was in the group. She's the mother on the show. Amari Hoderick, whatever his name is. He's the main lead of the show. Women tend to like him for his looks. And then you have Tommy, who is really I guess he would be the most unstable friend in the group, but he's loyal. But he is a little off it. He acts irrationally sometimes. But sometimes he's right. You know, he's the no nonsense, let's just get this, let's just do what we know what we gotta do, we might as well just go ahead and do it type of character. You have Lala Anderson. She used to be on MTV, and then I don't know if she is still married, because I think they had broke up and were going through a divorce. I don't know if they reconciled or if they have already finalized the divorce or whatever, but she was married to Carmelo Anderson, basketball player. But she had her own career before that. She was on MTV. She did TRL for a little bit. So she's in the movie. She was also in Think Like a Man. If you watch that movie, then maybe you'll know her from that. So she's in On Power. And I think that's it for the ones that I know. And of course 50 Cent is in it because it's his show. And he plays, well, he usually always plays the troublemaking bad guy, which I think is really his favorite role to play anyway. So is really just about this family that is, you know, had their, he got his start illegally in the underworld, or whatever you want to call it, and trying to go legit. But it's like that old saying that they happen movies all the time and shows all the time. Every time I try to get out, it sucks me back in. And that is what is happening with Hardwick's character, in that he wants out, but things keep happening that keeps him attached from going completely legit. So I'm going to go in and do this small fin, because those are only two colors, the pink and the black. So, yeah, that's Power. Pretty good show. I can't wait for it to come back on. I just finished watching Blackish, another good show that I really like. I'm glad they had them work out their differences and find a way to, reconcile, because I was not going to be happy with a whole we're breaking up storyline that it seemed like they were going to do with Bo and Dre. Like, no. You're not going to get me invested in these characters and then think you're going to break them up. No. So I'm glad they found the way to show the seriousness of a relationship and what it takes. Like, it's not, you know, you have to work at it. It doesn't just happen. And then with the clouds and all this other stuff, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I'm contemplating making it either blue, like like water, or green like some foliage. I'm not sure. So that's why I'm not working on that as well, because I'm not sure what I want to do in terms of that. So let's go back in and add some color to some of this stuff. And I'm tending to use the rose petal pink where the terracotta is, because it's just it's the step up from the terracotta, but not as much of a drastic step up as, say, the regular pink would have been. So it's the midway color between the two. And then some areas in between that, I'm going to do pink. And there's not really too much of a rhyme or a reason of how I'm putting these colors down, because it's supposed to be random. I don't want it to look like, okay, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Yeah. I want it to have a little bit of interest without being too predictable. I guess I could do blue and green, like make the steamy, these things here one color and the elements another color. So do this blue and back and this green, or this green and, well, that's the same thing. This blue and this green, or this green and this blue. But I am thinking maybe if it's blue, it's going to be still trying to get as close to this as the water as possible. So I just might make it green, since the water is kind of bluish green. So now I really kind of have my colors the way I want it, and I think you can see how the page is coming out now, how the fin is coming out. is how it's looking more like the orange one on the opposite page. And getting some life to it now. Between the so if I don't finish this page, because I think I'm gonna try to finish it for my May video, but I may not. And I've only finished a couple of pages, so my May finished pages video is gonna be really quick. But hey, that's how it happens sometimes. At least I have one this time. I didn't have one for April. I still haven't finished that camel page yet. I haven't even touched it. So I do need to finish that. Still, and I still need to finish that the Polaris clock page. And I move my books around a lot so that I can get a better angle. So I don't mean to make you all dizzy, but I have to try to stay in frame still, but it's so I can get a better angle to color and not block the camera. Put like a little line on some of these. This is Fiery Fuchsia. Just another layer of color. And so right now what I'm trying to do the most is blend out, well, burnish this color and get as much of the whiteness of the page from showing. And as you can see, I got a lot of layers on here, so it's getting hard to make it lay down the color, but it's still trying to work with me. It still got a little wiggle room. my terracotta. So this is how I did the orange fish, the blue and orange fish. Just like this, just going back and forth, playing with the colors. And just working with it until I got it to where I liked how it was looking. It's all about what looks right to me. I knew the look, kind of what I was looking, or what I kind of knew what I was looking for, and then I just keep going until it resembles that a little bit. Like, see, that looks a lot better to me than it did before. I feel like it is I think that looks as good as it's going to get. And I could have made 2 orange ones, but then that to me would have just not been, that's not what I do, because I like to, you know, experiment with the color combinations, and sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. But I like them to look different, have different colors on them. That's another reason why I did the color scheme that I did. We're 43 minutes in. Can you all see that? So the body is going to be like the other one, only, you know, it has the pink in it, but it's mostly gray and not as much pink. I didn't realize how much blue I put on the other belly of the other one, but I think it has a sufficient amount of pink anyway, as the other fish is mostly blue and then its fins are orange, whereas this one is pink, so it doesn't need to have as much of a pink body as the fish with the blue body, because it has pink everywhere. At least that's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I got some more books coming, so my haul video will be in June. I'm excited about that. Maybe I will also have my pencils by then. If not, then, you know, Cra-Z-Arts to the rescue. Even though I may end up getting the Crayola 100 count pencils if I don't get any new Arteza pencils. I may just go to the store and buy some Crayolas, because I've also, you know, been watching people do their Crayola challenges, and they rave about Crayola and said that they are on the softer side. They're a hard lead pencil, but they kind of still a little not creamy, but not as hard as not as hard as the Cra-Z-Art. So and I have seen people do some amazing things with those Crayolas, so I may just get those. And that's not a bad pencil for, I believe it's $14 at my local Walmart. My local, and it has Prismacolors, but see, the reason I don't get the Prismacolors from my local Walmart is because I know I can get them cheaper. My Walmart has the pencils for basically $15, $14.99 I think, but for the 24 pack. But I know that Amazon has those same kind of pencils for like $9, $10. So I can put the $5 towards another book. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't justify sometimes spending another $5, and I could get that plus a book on Amazon. Call me cheap if you want. I won't deny it, because I am. Unapologetically so. Because, you know, money, I work hard. Like that song say, I work hard for the money. And, you know, they don't need it. They make billions of dollars. So if I can save my change, I'm going to save my change. So I just may get the Crayolas and see where I can go with that, because I think I do a pretty doggone good job with these Cra-Z-Arts that people you know, say you can't do anything with. And I think my pictures look pretty doggone good, you know, for pencils that people say that you can't work with. So my reasoning for wanting the Prismas and wanting the a softer lead pencil is just for the ease of the blending and the creaminess, and excuse me, and amount of time it would save me blending out my pictures and things. And I know it will give me a better blend as well, but also I know I do a good job with what I have. So it's another reason why I'm not so hard pressed right now to get the pencils, because I do know they will have a sale eventually, and that's when I know for sure that I'll probably end up getting the pencils that I want. I don't know when they'll go on sale, but I'm hoping eventually they will. And until then, I can make do. With what I have. So I'm contemplating getting that Animorphia book, y'all. I've been looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and so I'm thinking about it, but I'm also thinking maybe I should put that away and wait till I can and put it towards my Irene and Serene money, because I want those books. I mean, those books are awesome. Like, I've seen, I know you all probably watch or have seen or have heard of Chris Chang. Her pictures are great. She did a picture out of one of those books. I think it was Serene. And you want to talk about a gorgeous picture. So I definitely want the book, and I want to get it before he decides he's not going to make any more printings of it. So I really need to hop on that and just go ahead and do it. So I'm just, let me see how that looks. I think that's pretty good. I think that's where I can move on to the next fin. I think what I'm going to do is put in my darker colors right away and work off that, because that tends to work better for me. And that's what I did on the orange fish. And I don't know, let me move the camera so you all can see. So if you probably can't tell, but this fin I like is what I started with, and I like it more than I like the other two. I couldn't recreate it because I couldn't remember what I had done, but I really do like that one better. But hey, it's like that sometimes, right? Anyway, but this one I'm gonna try to put down my dark colors first, and then fill in and do my do other colors and see how that works out. And that's usually, I don't know, well, you know what it was? I couldn't remember that that's what I had already told myself to do, because I've already found that that's what works best for these pencils. But sometimes, you know, you just forget. Alright, and I'm gonna work in my purples. Pink Orchard. And see, that looks better. So that's what I'm gonna do for those pins. So we're almost an hour in. So I think I may end up stopping here because I think it's gonna cut off soon. And then get my pink and go in. Yeah, that's gonna give me, I think that'll give me a better result doing it this way. And then take my terracotta, make sure I get my lights in. And then this is rose petal pink. So wherever terracotta is, I try to put the rose petal pink as my in-between color blend. And sometimes I put the rose petal pink into the terracotta. So it doesn't have a like a harsh line. this way if I would have known. I mean, this one gonna look better. Hopefully I'll know the difference, but once I'm done working with it, it won't be such a big difference between the two fins. Alright, so we are an hour in. I think you all see it's not a huge difference, but there is a difference between the two. I think you can see this one is going to come out a little bit smoother in color than this one, but the technique I used was different. So I'm going to do what I did on this one on that one. I'm going to work on the background. I may be back with this picture, I'm not sure. If not, then you know, you will see it in the finished pages video. But since we are already an hour in, I'm going to just end this one, and I will see you all in the next video. So that is it for the koi fish and Animorphia.